So, how does Duchenne muscular dystrophy affect development? So, we understand that this disorder is characterized by challenges in physical functioning and affects the skeletal, cardiac, and pulmonary muscles. In the early stages of development, there are typically no distinct signs of DMD. On average, boys with DMD begin walking later than their typically developing peers, starting around 18 months. Then, at around 3 to 4 years of age, is when we start to see early signs of muscle weakness, which typically affects the hips, pelvic area, thighs, and shoulders first. Developmentally, these children begin to fatigue often and have difficulties physically keeping up with their typically developing peers in certain activities such as running, climbing stairs, and jumping. Because the physical progression of the disease starts proximally and with larger muscle groups, children with DMD are still able to manipulate with their hands at this age, which can encourage exploration with food, school appropriate activities, and leisure activities that involve sitting with supports. And then around ages 5 to 10 is when muscle power decreases and diaphragm muscles start to weaken, which can greatly impact the child's self-esteem in comparison to their typically developing peers, who are now able to use their body mechanics to perform complex movements like throwing around a ball, lifting heavy objects, or chasing each other on the playground. On average, age 12 is typically when the transition into a wheelchair begins due to losing the inability to walk. As adolescence begins, functioning in the hands decreases, which has significant consequences for how the child might see their independence. The rapid progression of the disease causes new experiences of loss, but it's important that we encourage independence throughout these developmental milestones and to not limit the child's capabilities. Adapting and modifying equipment to compensate for muscle weakness, focusing on functional tasks the client is interested in, and seeing the client in a holistic viewpoint can motivate them to continually develop interests and encourage interaction in their environment despite physical challenges.